To understand the concept of destructors, we have taken an example where what is a destructor? Destructor is used to destroy the objects that have been created by the constructor. जो objects हमारा constructor create कर रहा है उसे destroy करने के लिए destructor चाहिए. Now what happens is when I'm dynamically allocating memory to the objects, I need to dynamically free that memory also. When I'm using new to create the objects, I want to use delete to delete them. When do I delete them? So as a constructor is called automatically whenever I am creating the object, the constructor is called automatically. Similarly, as soon as we go out of the scope, the destructor is called automatically. Whenever the object will be deleted or the memory area for the object scope जब खत्म हो जाएगा, the destructor will automatically be called. Destructor is nothing, but it is a tilde sign. I'll just write the proper definition of the destructor once we have done the explanation of this. It is again having the same name as that of the class, no return type, no arguments, and it has a tilde sign in front of the name. We'll understand what that is. Okay, so a destructor will never take an argument. It will never return any value. Whatever object we have created in the constructor using the new, we want to delete those objects in the destructor. Currently I have not made any destructor. I'll show you where do we make it. So now we also should know that as we are creating the objects, the destructors are called. If the scope of the objects is same, then the destructors will be called in the reverse order as that of the constructors. We'll do an example to understand that also. Now let us understand for the current example, the same example which we have done in the previous class also. So I am having a class matrix. P is going to represent my matrix. So P is going to be representing the matrix, which is a double dimensional matrix. है तो 2D है. It's a 2D array, so I'm going to represent it by pointer to pointer. Since it's a double pointer, I have the dimensions of my matrix m cross n. So what is the constructor going to do? The constructor is going to read the values of dimensions. It is going to put m x in m, y in n. Then what is happening? It is creating m memory spaces ka array, which is going to be all type of pointers. Please understand, I am creating new spaces. I am creating arrays, but that array is all having pointer value that is going to be stored in it. What pointer values will be stored in it? Now I am creating for every value, I am creating an array of size n, which is the column size. We have discussed this in the previous class also, that what is happening here is, see, this is we have to construct this kind of a matrix where I am having 0 to m minus 1 rows and 0 to n minus 1 columns. So what I'm having another array here, which is constructed in the initial line. This points to the first, sorry, actually we are not having the array here. We are having an array of m rows. So this points to the first column, points to the next, and so on. So we are using row by row by row. तो जितनी rows हैं उसके लिए हर row के लिए एक column create करा, हर row के लिए column create करा, हर row के लिए column array create करा. That is how we are creating the matrix here. So now since we have created the matrix, we want to delete the matrix in the same order. Supposedly we were only reading the values and we were storing it in the matrix. Then we could have returned any particular element which we want to show using the matrix. So this is just the main reading the matrix, calling the constructor automatically, row wise entering the data in the matrix. Now when I want to call the destructor, what is the syntax here? Here before ending my class, I am mentioning using a tilde sign. This is known as a tilde sign, and I am having the same name as that of my class. No arguments are allowed, and since I want to be able to use loop in it, so I am just declaring that I will be defining it outside the class. So let me main, I hope is clear to all of you. Let me just define the destructor now for the same program, how the destructor can be defined and what the destructor will be doing. So if I'm creating here matrix, this is my scope resolution operator, class name, function of the class. So function name is beginning with a tilde sign, telling the compiler that it is a destructor of the class. No arguments are allowed. Again, I need to run a loop. I have to destroy all the pointers. So in a loop, I have to destroy them. And I'm using the same thing. For all the rows, I have to destroy it. So for this happening, what am I doing? Delete each row. I am deleting each row. Pointer to each row is getting deleted. Finally, I will be deleting the space for P. This is what my destructor will be doing. So when will the destructor be called? Whenever I am coming out from the main, because in the main I am creating the objects. So it is very important to free the space that you are dynamically allocating, because whenever pointers to the object are going out of space or out of scope, the compiler will not automatically call a destructor. You have to create a destructor in C++ for that. Compiler does not do that automatically. जैसे अगर default constructor नहीं है तो compiler will create it automatically, या default copy constructor नहीं है तो compiler creates it automatically. That does not happen in the case of destructors. I hope this is getting clear what happens in this program. Now let us properly define what are destructors and what are its properties. So if I'm coming to defining a destructor, used to destroy the objects created using the constructor. Now the concept of destructors is majorly used when we are having dynamic memory being initialized. We want to free that particular memory. So whatever memory was created using constructors, we want to free that memory. So that is what we are doing. Cannot take no arguments, no return. No return type. Strictly not allowed. And the syntax is a tilde sign and the class name. This is the syntax of your destructor. And it is called in the opposite sequence as the constructor. अगर आप A, B, C object create कर रहे हो, तो जब destructor called होगा तो C, B, A का destructor called होगा. We'll see this with an example very shortly. So this is what a destructor does. Let us see another example to understand the precedence in which the destructors and constructors are working. Now, to understand that, we'll be using static member variable in a class so that we understand better. I'm just creating a very small program for understanding. So supposedly I'm again having my input output stream, and I am using the namespace std so that I can use all the objects which are lying in that particular namespace. All of you know that you can create namespaces of your own also. This is the std namespace already created. I am using it. Now here I am creating a global object. Please see. So this is integer count is equal to 0. This is either you can create static object in the class, or I'm just creating a global object here. It is up to you, whatever method you want to use. So I'm creating a class ABC. Within the class, I am going to have a constructor. So I am directly having ABC constructor here. I am not defining any member variables because I am only interested in showing you the use of constructor and destructor. So I am doing this count plus plus, and I am printing the value of the count. So I am printing that object created and the number here, whatever the number I will be having count, that I am printing. This is my constructor. Similarly, I have a destructor within the class, and the destructor is doing a count. First it is printing कि कौन सा object delete हो रहा है, then it is decreasing the count. So I will be writing object destroyed, deleted, whatever you want. Which object is getting deleted, that count you are printing, and you are doing count minus minus. Since it's a global object, global variable, it is not associated with any class or anything. You can use it anywhere within the program. That is all my class is doing. I hope this all of you are understanding. So what am I doing within my main? So I'm having my void main with within the void main. What is happening is, see, after entering the main, supposedly I'm creating some objects A, B, C. So I'm creating A, B, C, and D. I'm creating 4 objects here just randomly. And I'm just creating a block, sample block here. And I am here in the block, I am creating A, B, C, say element 5. This is E. This is within the block. I can even mention that, see out, block 1. I'm entering a block here. So when I will be leaving this block, scope of E is finished. Then I am having another block just to show you the use. You can even mention here block 2. And you are creating another object, say F. So I am erasing this. You can write object created and count, object destroyed and count, right? So I'm just out of space, so I'm doing this. After this, the block ends. Finally, I am not printing anything here. I'm just printing that we are back in the main function. So if I want to see the output of when I will be running this particular program, what does the output go? We have to understand that the constructor for A will be created, constructor for B will be created, C will be created. Initially count is 0. So when I'm giving the statement ABC, ABCD, what will be happening? You will be getting object created and you will be having count as 1 because it has already been done count plus plus. जब आपने B create करा, you will be having again object created, objects have been created. You enter this block, so first it will be printed block 1. Block 1 is printed, then you are creating the 5th object E. So it will be written here object created and you will be having a 5 here. Now, as soon as you leave the block, you come out of the block, you will be having object destroyed. And the value of count is still 5. Now, after destroying, after printing, then the count is getting decreased. Now, next time you are having block 2, so you will be mentioned, you will be getting the output as block 2. And you are creating another object, so the count of the object here will remain as 5. 4 okay, count दोबारा 5 हो जाएगा. And you will again, as soon as you exit the block, you will be getting object destroyed is 5. I am out of space, so I am writing here. After this, you will be having main. अब जब main भी खत्म हो जाएगा, then you will be destroying these objects. So when you will be destroying these objects, you will be getting object destroyed and you will be getting 4. Instead of 1, you will be getting 4. Understand? This is the order in which the objects will be getting destroyed. Object destroyed, then you will be getting 3. Then object destroyed 2, 1, similarly, and then your program will stop. So, destructors are called in the reverse order as the constructors are called. Within the scope, so they will be called outside. अगर same scope है सारे आपके variables का, तो जिस order में variables create हुए थे, उसके reverse order में variables are destroyed. That is the use of destructors. Is it clear to all of you now?